What is the first flagship that you should invest in Infinite Galaxy? My name is Shinchi42. We're going to talk about the first flagships that you should be working into when you first start the game. If you guys are interested to see more Infinite Galaxy content, consider subscribing for more regular Infinite Galaxy videos. And also don't forget, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up. Those things really help this channel out. Now in today's video, I said we're going to talk about the first flagships that you want to invest once you start playing this game. Now it can be very confusing when you first start into the game and you don't really know what flagship that you should be going into. Now the game would actually give you an initial flagship, but honestly that initial flagship that the game is going to give you, I'd say throw it away, use it for a few times, then get rid of it. You don't want to use those. Those are trash, right? What you want to do is to have a specific investment into the game. So here's a few things that I want to tell you that you don't really want to invest into. You don't want to invest into a flagship that has a hunt ability like this Prometheus. I've seen so many players make this huge mistake investing into Prometheus. This is a hunt flagship. This is not going to give you any big benefit when you're trying to defeat other players, which this game is huge into PvP, right? Now PvP means player versus player. PvE means player versus environment. Now, when you're fighting against environment, this Prometheus would be great. This is a hunt flagship. A hunt flagship is good against space pirates. Now, space pirates is defined also for like when you're doing the events, when you're doing the AGN events, anything event related, Prometheus will do well. But if you are actually invested into a PvP flagship, perhaps you're actually looking to rhadamanthys or a great flagship that is Orion. So if you're looking into Orion, you're working into the Orion, this is a PvP flagship. It will have much more benefit than working on a Prometheus. Well, the legendary version would be the Artemis. This is actually much better because when you're investing into these PvP flagship, it will help you in fighting against other players and as well as going to help you in a player versus environment situation when you're defeating those space pirates. Now, what we want to define in here, it depends on what type of playing style you are in. If you are a spender, you're going to be able to obtain legendary flagships. Those are the gold ships. Now, if you are a low spender and you are mostly free to play, then I would highly recommend that you work on the purple ships. This is going to be your focus. You can slowly work on to the gold ships, but it may take a while. But for you to assert your domination, work on to the purple ships. Now, even for me, I spend money into the game, but I still work on to my purple flagship. As you can see, I have my Brontes in here. I've worked onto this. This is a rank 13-1 right now. So what type of flagship should you be getting when you first initially start into the game? I've mentioned to you guys the few things in here. Don't invest into the hunt ships, okay? Don't invest to the one that you get. The first flagship that you're going to get here is Nemesis. Honestly, it's not something that you want to work into. This is something that you can probably disregard and you shouldn't be investing into a Nemesis, in my opinion. Now, you get a lot of flagship from the campaign shop. Now, one thing that you need to do when you first start into the game, you need to really improve fast into your campaign, because the sooner and the faster that you do your campaign, the more medals you're going to earn for each day. As you can see, I have 82,000 campaign medals. It allows me to buy blueprints in the shop and other items. So for what I do in here is I buy this Orion. Initially, when I first started this game, it was actually providing us a theseus, not an Orion. But I highly recommend that you guys buy out the Orion. The Orion is such a great flagship to invest into. So as you can see in here, there's that Nemesis. Don't get tricked. Don't buy this stuff. Don't buy this stuff as well. This is just waste. This is just telling you like, hey, buy me here. But actually, if you buy those, that's a very noob move. These two flagships are not going to give you the best benefit. Buy the Orion. The Orion is going to give you much better benefit. And sometimes when you reset the stuff in here, first of all, the peleus is a good investment. All right, this is a good investment to get. Now I'm gonna go. I don't need to buy that. I'm gonna buy the resources there. All right, I was trying to find something different. The Apollo is a decent one as well to get. Again, there's a peleus, which I'm going to buy, because why are we buying the peleus? The peleus is a planet mining flagship. Now, if you haven't seen my planet mining video, you definitely need to watch that. This is going to produce you a lot of resources. So the legendary version of that would be the Achilles. So, okay, I talked about getting the Orion. The Orion is great. It's like an Artemis. So the Orion is a very tanky flagship. This is going to give you the assertion of dominance in the open space. Now, what you can do with the Orion. So as we know, we have to do the dual flagship system. The Orion, you can pair this Orion with a theseus. If you manage to get the theseus, you can do a Orion and theseus. This is going to be a very tanky setup. Now, another thing that you can do with an Orion is if you can get the Brontes. So the Brontes, I believe you can see the Brontes in the campaign shop if I'm correct or not, but I think you should be able to, or you should be able to summon the Brontes regardless. So this is my Brontes right now. You can do an Artemis and Brontes setup initially while you're working into your flagships in here. So you can run it with frigates and cruisers. So Brontes is another great setup in here. But honestly, if you want to run a full frigates and a very tanky frigates, I would highly suggest the Orion and a theseus setup in here. I think this is going to be really, really dominating for you. So the first few flagship that you really want to work into is really get that Orion, then get a theseus. So as you can see, if you're having this secret prototype device, you can actually get all the purple flagships in there. Now, this is actually purchasable for now, I believe. You can buy the secret prototype device in here, so you can get theseus from there, and you can also get the purple version of it, so you can get more specific for purple ships. All right, so as you can see, I reset my campaign shop in here. I found a Brontes in here, which is a great deal, so I'm going to go and make sure to purchase this. That's a super good deal, and this is something that you guys should be doing as well. And purchase the Artemis is great. So long term, what you want to do is you want to invest into the legendary or the gold ships in there. So one day maybe you can do a Artemis and Orion setup, then that's going to be a really nice, or do an Orion Artemis setup. When you're doing a dual flagship system, put the most flagship that has the most leadership up front. Don't put them onto the second. So some of the key important things to understand from this video is that do not invest on hunt flagships. No matter how much you say that, yes, I need these hunt flagships so that I can use it for the PvE situations in the early stage, I highly recommend that you do not have this mindset, because the game is a marathon, it's not a sprint. You want to be able to invest in a long-term flagship. By investing into a long-term flagship, you're going to be more successful in the game. Investing on Orion, Brontes, theseus, rhadamanthys, I seriously swear to God, I can't say this name, and Apollo, these are great flagships to invest into for PvE and PvP situations. Now, so I highly recommend, if you're going to be working into your mining flagships, if you want to gather more resources, get the Peleus. If you're spending, get the Achilles. This 2 flagships in here is going to give you an insane amount of ability to get a lot of resources, and also get Jason and Argo. These 2 flagships are going to help you to mine faster. Wait, that's not Argo. It's going to help you to mine faster in the asteroids. So I don't know where my Argo went, honestly. There we go. My Argo is right here. So if you take a look into my production rate in here, you can actually see this is about 600k per hour. It's absolutely insane, right? So with that being said, be wise on your investment in the game. Don't recklessly invest into random flagships, because you're going to really regret it. So I'm actually like using another friend's account in here, Senpai, which is he's right here. I use his account right now, Senpai. He actually invested on Prometheus, and I completely forgot to reset during our time that we are allowed to reset the flagships. So it's kind of difficult to use him to fight against other players having that Prometheus. It really is a disadvantage. It's not an asset at all. So the best thing that I want to say, take your time, read the descriptions, understand, watch more of our videos. I'll help to guide you to succeeding here in Infinite Galaxy. With that being said, my intergalactic friends, thank you guys for watching. I will see you again next time. And don't forget to subscribe.